Storytime, Evolution, Radio. Hello friends of Storytime, welcome back. I'm Angelica, we're in the Bologna studios, and I'm here with Fabio, owner of Easydive. Hello, welcome.
Hi, thank you for inviting me.
So Fabio, tell us a bit about how your passion for underwater imagery began and how it led you to found Easydive. Because now, in fact, we're going to get more specific and you'll explain to us in more detail what exactly you do.
Of course, my passion definitely started many years ago. More than 30 years ago when I took my first diving certification during a trip. So I dived in, put my head underwater and started to explore this incredible world. And from there it really took off. It's a passion that even today is still very much alive. And clearly I came from, I was also passionate about videography. So back then I used to make a lot of videos. And as soon as I got home from that diving trip, I said no, for the next trip, I absolutely have to take my video camera with me. So I rushed to my uncle who had a mechanical workshop. And together with him, he even hurt his hand. We made my first camera housing.
Really? So you did it on your own? Yes.
I actually started out in the garage. After that first housing, which I took with me, I managed to capture some incredible videos to share with lots of friends. And from there, one day, always talking about it with my uncle, I said I'd almost like to make them to sell, because this is something everyone should be able to do. Start capturing these underwater images and share this world, which is truly for those who dare to put their head beneath the surface. Then, above all, if you can spend more time in contact with the fish, with this underwater world, it's truly something indescribable that anyone who tries it experiences. In my opinion, it's hard to stop once you've started. Yes.
And then, of course, it makes sense to capture what you managed to see down there this year. Of course. I meant to share it.
Because sometimes it's hard to put into words. These are emotions that, until you show them in a certain way, capture you in an incredible way. And from there, let's say I thought, why not make it my job as well? So I started out in my garage as a second job. Obviously, I would come home. So how long ago was that? Exactly 25 years ago, I opened my first company, obviously in my home garage. So I had this as my second job. I would come home from my first job and in the evenings I'd be there assembling, putting things together until I said, oh well. I saw there was an opportunity, a window where I could play my wild card and try to create my own business, and I gave it everything I had. And now, of course, we have a nice little company. Obviously, we're still small artisans, but even so, we sell in 75 countries, supplying military units, universities, research centres, and marine areas. It's
a real satisfaction. It's grown a lot.
Very much so.
By the way, it also takes a huge amount of care to make these cases. Yes.
Absolutely. They're cases, and let's say the most important thing was, at the core, part of our philosophy is to create products that are robust, solid and reliable.
Exactly, that don't let water in. Above all, absolutely, because for that you need a lot of determination.
That has been, let's say, a bit of the foundation of our company philosophy, which basically fits into these things. Here, in the sense of making a product that is truly safe and reliable. But not only that, we have always sought out technological products as well, but ones that are simple to use. So a lot of technology, but still very accessible to everyone.
And what values and innovations have guided the evolution of Easydive from the first prototype to today's professional equipment?
Well, it's exactly what I was just starting to mention to you, in the sense that the first and most important value is having a product that is robust, solid, and built to last over time. That is, it was created to be a long-lasting product in this era of total consumerism, where people might buy something, it breaks, they buy it again, they throw it away. Well, not us. The philosophy, even 25 years ago, was to create equipment so that I could keep using the same housing, even if I changed my camera. Because we developed the first video camera. Back then there were the old Sony camcorders, so film-based with the little cassette. And today, perhaps telling the story
is even more delicate.
But even then there was evolution. Maybe it was an evolution where each camera changed every 2 or 3 years. Nowadays, every 6 months there's this even faster evolution. But we actually developed an electronic system that allowed us to build a housing. If a customer bought equipment for a video camera, after 2 or 3 years, when they changed the camera, they would have to buy new equipment. It was equipment that was long-lasting in any case. And even today, despite being 25 years old, it can still be used. Because it can be reprogrammed, can't it? Adapted to new models.
Adapting to new camera models is definitely a very positive thing, because as it is, even just changing the camera already comes at a certain cost. And as a result then, awesome.
Exactly. This is really the foundation of our company, building robust equipment that would last over time with technology that would allow us to update and maintain this equipment over the years. So let's say this is definitely the basis of everything. But the most important thing, which is also part of our philosophy, was making a very difficult choice to sell directly. Today, as I mentioned earlier, we sell in 75 countries and supply everyone from marine areas to military bodies, research centres and archaeologists. So divers and all enthusiasts, including those who are just starting out, like people who go snorkeling. We have a whole range of products, starting from the action cam. To begin with, we've recently developed our flagship product, which is the smartphone case, and it's incredible. We've made a fantastic one that's been around for 10 years. It works with over 6,000 phone models, but the case itself is always the same. We actually designed it for the iPhone 5, and today it fits the iPhone 17 Pro Max. And it's compatible. It's also compatible with all Android smartphones, so you can take your smartphone underwater. It's brilliant. Exactly.
It's the most annoying thing these days, that you always seem to have to change something, whatever it is really. I've got a new phone, but now I won't change it, because otherwise I'd have to change the case as well. And as a result, the underwater case too. Afterwards, it all becomes a mess, but you lot are...
Brilliant. This is exactly the philosophy we've been trying to spread, with some difficulty, for 25 years. Because our customers who have bought it appreciate it and rarely leave us. But not everyone manages to understand this. I mean, we make products that are all made in Italy, designed by us. Thank you. So we provide direct support. So it's not just about selling a piece of equipment, it's about selling a whole package. If a customer wants advice on what to buy, because maybe they're just starting out, they find a company that for 25 years, with a lot of passion, knows how to recommend the right equipment to the customer and, above all, provide support. And they sell you a product that, even if at first it might seem like you're paying a bit more for it, maybe compared to Chinese products, but it's a
good investment because it lasts over time and is also versatile.
That's it. It's an investment. And above all, we divers, we sea lovers who try to convey to our friends through our images this awareness of pollution and respect for our oceans and our sea. I mean, we should be the first to pay attention when we buy, given this unbridled consumerism. Choose products that don't quickly become waste, but rather choose products that are respectful. And today, in my opinion, it's very important to rediscover a bit these pieces of equipment made like they used to be. Back in the day, you used to repair things. You didn't throw them away and buy them again just because you couldn't find a component, which in the grand scheme of things is nothing. No, you break it. Now, many of our competitors perhaps come from other Asian countries quite often and make things, maybe, so they don't last very long. Is there?
Bit of a problem these days, actually. Yes!
It's a general problem because then maybe some parts are plastic. Maybe the case itself is well made, but there are weak points that make it...
So that they end up compromising everything else as well.
Exactly. That's the problem. What is it? That you flood your phone, you flood the video camera, and on top of that, you don't even know how to fix it anymore because it's impossible. You have to buy a new one. You create waste. Instead, the concept of Easydive, it's really a philosophy that we talk about. We are very proud of this, of trying to carry on what we've been doing for 25 years. It's a bit our mission, so to make products, as we said before, that are robust, solid, technological, and therefore also cutting edge. But above all, we listen a lot. As I was saying earlier, the last thing is the fact that we have direct sales with all our customers. We listen to them for every need. And so let's say we're able to create a product that satisfies both those who go into the water for snorkeling, but also those who are searching the depths. And
let me just quickly ask you something. 2 or 3 technical advantages, specifically in the underwater filming of these pilots of yours.
Well, there are many advantages in the sense that, as I mentioned earlier, we make universal cases. So you're talking about the one for the phone. We were saying earlier that we have customers who bought our first smartphone case, so back in 2015, which is now 10 years ago. Thank you. And it's the same case. 10 years have gone by and it's still the same case. If you want to put in the iPhone 17, you do not have to spend money again to buy a new case. You just need to update it. So we offer an update service and you keep using that same case. So that's definitely one of the big advantages, especially today. Technology helps because even an enthusiast who wants to take some great memories into the water wants to go in and come back with some beautiful images. Today, even with an action cam, a GoPro, you can get extremely high quality content. Of course, my advice is for absolutely everyone. We're always a bit tempted to save money, thinking, well, I'll only use it a couple of times, so I'll spend a bit less. But actually, when making these decisions, we need to take a more well-rounded look at our passion. So if we really enjoy it, let's try to get something that truly suits us, that maybe respects the environment and the sea, and that lasts. With all
the values we mentioned earlier. Exactly.
I always come back to hammering that point home, and rightly so.
That's definitely the main topic. Fabio, I really want to thank you, and sorry, but we have to wrap up because radio timings are what they are. And thank you so much for being here and letting us discover your world. I'll take this opportunity to share your contact details, which are the website www.easydive.it, where you can also find social media contacts, and the email address, which is info@easydive.italy. Thanks again for being here.
Thank you for inviting me in.
Your friends at Storytime will see you next story. Bye.
Bye everyone. Storytime, Evolution Radio.